How can a credit card actually help you be a better prepper? Today's video, we're going to talk about that. Ladies and gentlemen, T2 out here. Welcome back to the Time Preparedness channel. In today's video, we're talking about using credit cards while you prep. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? And how they can actually help you be better preppers. Now, there are two ways to use a credit card. The first way is the proper way. That is by using it like a debit card. So you pay your credit card off as soon as it's due or as soon as it hits the statement. That way, month to month, you have no negative balance. Then there's the improper way to use a credit card, and that is to buy whatever the hell you want and don't worry about it. You can pay the minimum off later. And for this video, we are going to be discussing both sides of it. Now, this is a financial video, and I am by no means a financial expert. So, you are on your own at this point. Whatever you do with your own money is up to you. The first way a credit card can actually help you when it comes to prepping is by giving you an amount of money that you can spend that you might not normally be able to spend. So, let's say you apply for a credit card and you get $5,000. That's $5,000 more than you had currently. That's $5,000 you can spend tomorrow if you wanted to. And when it comes to prepping, there's a lot of people who believe that in 1 to 5 years, America as we know it will no longer exist. Whether that be because of an EMP, whether that be because of a cyber attack, or we are at war with some other country and they invade us, there's a lot of people out here that believe no one is coming to collect the debt. So what these people do is they get a lot of credit cards, they get a lot of loans, and they go out and they buy things that they would want to have during some sort of apocalyptic scenario. Guns, ammo, food, you name it, they have it, and they've swiped a credit card. I get where these people are coming from. I understand where they're coming from. I don't agree with that mentality. Don't get me wrong. If I knew tomorrow that the world as we know it was going to come to an end, whether that be an EMP, whether that be asteroids, whether that be alien zombies, it doesn't matter. Don't think for 1 second that if I knew that information today, my tail would not be in the Sam's Club purchasing every single item in that store and swiping my credit card for it. Because if I had 100% accurate information that zombies were attacking tomorrow, I'd be stocking up on stuff today. And who cares where that debt goes? Zombies aren't going to come collect the debt, so who cares? So I understand the mentality. I don't agree with it, because if you're wrong, well, now not only are you wrong, but you're wrong with $50,000 in credit card debt. The second way goes along the same lines. A credit card can be used as an emergency fund. It should not be your first option, but it can be used as an emergency fund. Take a look at Kentucky right now. They just got hit with a massive tornado. There are people there right now who don't have houses, who don't have food, who don't have clothes. The only thing that they have is whatever they have on them. If I was in that situation, I would want food, clothing, and at least a place to stay for a couple of nights a week. Now, a credit card as an emergency fund is not the first option. But I understand. I've lived paycheck to paycheck before. I understand how hard some months can be. And financial people say, well, you need to set back 6 months, 8 months to a year of all your bills and all your collections. That's hard to do when you're living paycheck to paycheck. I understand. And so if I got a credit card and let's say they gave me $5,000 that I can go spend, that's an emergency fund. When I was growing up, my parents had a credit card, but credit cards were a dirty word in my house. But they had one. But that credit card was only used for emergency funds. A tire blows out on the car and you have to replace it. Motor goes out in the car, you have to replace it. You know, the house, the roof collapses. You can't sit around collecting $20, $30 extra a month when you got a giant hole in your roof. You need something fixed, and you need it fixed now, that is where the credit card can come in handy. Again, not the first option, but you look at the people in Kentucky right now who have no clothes, who have no food. Yeah, I'm swiping a card, and then I can pay it off later. Number 3 kind of goes along the same lines as 1 and 2, and that is you can buy big ticket items. Now, I'm not saying go out here and purchase a new car and swipe a credit card for it, but let's say you're looking at a new gun, $600, $700, $800. If you don't have that type of cash on you, you can swipe a credit card and you can pay 30, 40, 50 bucks a month, whatever the price is, and you can slowly pay it off. Now, there's a lot of people out here that will tell you, don't buy nothing that you don't have cash on hand for. And I see their point. I know where they're coming from. Don't get me wrong. However, my house is on a loan. My car is on a loan. I don't have $100,000 sitting around to buy me a new house. If I did, I wouldn't be making YouTube videos. I wouldn't be working. Most people who have that kind of money laying around that they can just go pay cash for a car, family money, inheritance, or they just hit the lotto. Most of us probably don't have $200,000 to $300,000 just sitting around that we can go pay cash on a house for. So yes, you can do big ticket items such as a gun, such as ammo, even clothing. Number 4 is the cashback program or the reward system that many credit cards offer. All of my credit cards that I have are straightforward. You earn 1% here, 2% there, 3% there, whatever the case is. No rotating cycles. It's this amount on this category, period. Now, you might say, well, 2%, that's what? That's $2 for every $100 I spend, which doesn't sound like much, I know, but over the course of a year, it quickly adds up. I mean, think about how much gas you put in your car, or your power bill, your cell phone payment, your water bill. Those things can easily be put on a card, and you can reap the rewards from them. If you're already making these purchases anyway, why not get some sort of reward for it? Now, as long as you pay those off every single month, such as your cell phone that I'm going to pay every month, such as my power bill that I'm going to pay every month, my water bill, so on and so forth, why not get a little something back for them? So before we get into the last one, I do want to add a bonus tip. Most credit cards will offer a 100% liability, which means if somebody steals your information and they go on a shopping spree and they spend $5,000, the credit card company is responsible, not you. Most debit cards cannot say the same thing, depending on your bank, of course. So using a debit card for all purchases could result in you being responsible for someone else's shopping spree. And the final way that a credit card can help you become a better prepper. This one is really for the young people out there and, probably up to 35, maybe 40 years old. Credit cards report to the credit bureau. Your credit score is based on multiple things, including credit utilization, how long you've had credit for, and what you've done with that credit. Now, let's say that the people that are out here blowing thousands of dollars on credit cards are wrong, and America doesn't end in 5 years, in 10 years. You're 17, 18 right now, and you want to buy a house when you're 27. You swiping your debit card is not going to help you build credit. You having a credit card will help you build credit. As long as you are using it properly, you are not going to above that 30% mark, you are paying it off every single month, and you don't have any negative remarks on it. So, you've got two 17-year-olds, one swipes a debit card, one swipes a credit card. When they become 27, this dude over here gets a 2.7% interest rate. This guy over here has a 4.7% interest rate. That 2% can save you thousands of dollars, all because you were using a credit card to pay for the bills that you were already paying and paying it off. Now, of course, the reverse can be said as well. If you take a credit card and you go run it up every single month, well, it's going to negatively affect your credit credit score. So when you buy the house, instead of that 2.7, you get a 6.7. That is going to cost you thousands of dollars. So for you younger folks out there, my age, below, my age, a little above, that are looking at buying houses, buying land, buying property in the next 5 to 10 years, you may want to think about ways to boost your credit and reduce that interest rate. And one way to do that is by properly having and properly using credit cards. You're not going to get the same thing with a debit card. So guys, again, there are proper ways to use them and improper ways to use them. I am not a financial expert. Take my advice with a grain of salt. I am not responsible for your decisions or your actions. Again, leave your opinions, your thoughts in the comment section down below. That's all I got for today. T2 out.